Resident Alien Season 2, Episode 13 review. Oh my.
Okay, honestly, I thought George Takei had died because I haven't heard of him in a while.
Dude, he was in that Plaza Fury movie
Oh,
this year
Yeah, that's the thing about,
alongside Mel Brooks, who personally I had thought had died.
yeah, there's a lot of people out there. Well, it's a lot like people who say something like, man, Shatner looks terrible for 60. Well, he's 90. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I've heard that said about him before. It's like, yeah, well, he looks terrible for 60. He's like 90. Oh.
Yeah.
Good for 90. He looks like a terrible 60. Like, and like, we didn't lose Nimoy until like the last decade or so.
Yeah.
Because I know he was alive in 2010 or so because he did voice work for games and he was the Star Trek. Yeah, he was in the Kelvinverse. So yeah, it's like of the people left, I think we still got Chekhov. I don't think he's doing a whole lot.
We do, because Walter Koenig was at S2E13 or one of those recently.
Yeah, so we still have.
I didn't actually see him because but
yeah, but yeah, Koenig, he's still kicking around. Knock on wood that this comes out. When this comes out, he hasn't died between those two times.
Initials died recently.
Who? Oh, Nichols.
Nichols, yeah.
Yeah, we lost her recently. Like they all, other than maybe Scotty. I don't know.
Doohan died a long time ago.
Yeah, Doohan. Yeah, it's like a lot of them lived a really long time.
Doohan and Barrett died a long time ago.
Yeah, but then like the rest of them just like they just kept going.
But I mean, Barrett was Star Trek longer than the rest of them.
Yeah, but
he was the computer up through Voyager.
Yeah, let's see. We've got left now. We've got Shatner. He's still around. Koenig. He's still around.
Zulu.
Takei. Yeah, Takei is still around.
I don't know if Yeoman Rand is still around. I don't remember her actress's name.
Yeah, but yeah, of the main cast, there's still a few still around.
And I mean, technically, Koenig was supposed to be a background, like a secondary character, like Rand. Chekhov was originally supposed to be a secondary character like Yeoman Rand, but he ended up becoming part of the main cast.
Yeah, he went over well, and it just sort of
kept him.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Oh yeah, it went over well, so we'll keep him. Because yeah, that show, if you watch the first few episodes, it's a little chaotic as to what everybody's doing for the first little bit, and then I guess eventually it straightens out because I've been watching it and I've up to, I think I just finished, was it Charles X? Not a lot. I haven't watched a lot yet, but like it's sort of like I'm right on to Mud's Women is next or something. I haven't gotten to that one yet, but there's a lot of like, okay,
died a long time ago.
Yeah, well, he made it all the way. He at least made it to next gen. He made it all the way to next gen because they got him for.
He died in 99.
In what?
99.
Okay, yeah, I knew he'd made it to that because he at least made it to next gen because he was in next gen. Really, at first episode, they aged him up. I don't know how
Yeah.
much, but yeah, he was.
Uh, Yeoman Rand died in 2015.
Yeah, yeah. Most of them have passed in the last like a lot. Nimoy and and Roman Rand and all that. Yeah, it's so now and somehow Shatner's going to just outlive them all. I think
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where he is just going to outlive everybody.
So
he's a
looking at the main cast list, like in order of appearance: alive, dead, 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 dead. Let's see, dead, and then alive, alive, dead.
yeah. I mean, for a show that was on the air 60
Dead,
years ago,
dead. Yeah.
like if you assume that even their youngest cast is probably at least 20, I mean they're up in their 80s or close, you know. They're probably most of them are up in their 80s or 90s depending on when when they were there. So the fact that any of them are alive at all is above average. Um, but yeah, just I got this feeling Shatner's just going to outlive everybody.
He was born in 1931.
Yeah, he's just I don't know, he's just got this vitality. It's this weird vitality that's like I think this guy's just it's a bit like Queen Elizabeth II. It's like he's going to get to he's going to get up there. Like again, it's that phrase
Liz
like
was only 96 when she died.
yeah, and he's still early 90s, right?
Yeah, he's 91.
Yeah. So he's on up there, but like he's just got this weird vitality that I think he's just gonna outlive the rest of the cast. Like just on sheer stubbornness, he's sheer stubbornness and ego. He's going to outlive everybody else
I will
on his
be at
show.
all your grace.
um, but yeah, I mean, he only has for the main cast. It's only Takei and Koenig left. So the fact that he's still around at this point is pretty good. Um,
Yeah.
what were we? Oh yeah, we're talking about Resident Alien.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I totally forgot.
And the gray alien.
Yeah.
So it turns out it is a Grays. They are a
Yep.
lot shorter than I thought they would be.
That's because when you see them, usually you're tied down to a table.
Wait, how would I see them if I'm tied down to the table? Aren't they anal probing me? I'd be on my stomach.
No, you're tied down in the front. You're just spread eagle.
Ah, okay.
They they like watching the fear.
Yeah.
So I just have to say, my favorite line from this episode, because it was just so cold, yet so perfect. As a doctor, I suggest you smoke more.
Yes.
I fucking love that.
Like the empathy he shows in this episode. Like even to the point of, I shouldn't be doing this. This can hurt you. This is not good for you. Yeah, but if you don't, I won't give you churros. Ugh, fine.
Hey,
Bread
Churros
with
wins.
Yeah.
Honestly, I
Bread.
so thought she was gonna crash in this episode.
Yeah. I
Like
think
waiting for
she's
it.
going to end up doing that.
I can see
That's
that.
that's my guess.
It cut out
Because
just for a second. She's gonna do what?
a do a Dr. House and get hooked on it.
Ah, yeah.
And because she needs him to keep going, and people aren't saying no. I mean, they're saying no, but she's not taking no for an answer until it's too late.
Hmm.
I mean, she like threw a hissy fit with her boyfriend because he told her she needs to slow down.
I mean, she does.
Yeah. Like,
But yeah,
I
that line was so
I was
badass.
wincing watching her do the do the things. I'm like, oh god. Oof.
Why? Stop
Ooh.
yourself.
Like, even with a pain med, that's still gotta hurt.
Hmm.
Of course, pain meds don't work on me, so it might just be I might be biased there. So I mean, maybe they just actually do work on her, being human and all. But I'm not an alien.
Sure, yeah. Hmm.
Just because I have a book about human psychology.
That's a completely normal book for everybody has in their house, isn't
Exactly.
Yeah.
it?
How else do humans know how they are supposed to behave to other humans?
My my second favorite line though, I'd be humans don't know the true purpose of crop circles. They're alien emojis. And trigger circle means I'm giving you the middle finger.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of knew they were alien emojis. It makes sense.
Yeah. I I love the line. Why are you moving so much? It's so cold out here. I'm freezing my balls off. No, I'm freezing my dick off.
My little gray dick off, yeah.
I think Decay was the perfect choice for that character.
Almost definitely.
Perfect casting there. I love the oh my.
Oh,
My? My? You're me my or you my? No, it's oh my. It's like wow. Oh my. So my. No. Oh my.
let's see. We didn't really see much from the kids this episode, like at all.
I didn't see the kids at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
$8 for a small glass of cider. Damn. And you guys thought Starbucks was expensive.
yeah, Starbucks would be $12. Just kidding. Yeah, but he's really sticking to his guns about getting in that resort.
Yeah. Although his wife is resorting to other measures.
Hmm. I wonder how that's gonna play out.
I
I
think it's
mean,
that going back to that polluted mining thing. I think that's going to be what, like, that thread is going to terminate the resort thread.
yeah, I think
can see
because they said they were getting an injunction, which means it's like halt all activities until they can get a court order to make them stop officially.
Yeah.
And they can use the evidence of that polluted creek, saying, "Hey, listen, last time we let some a-holes into our hood, they killed they started killing people. So, So, I mean, they got that going for them.
Um,
And on the one hand, I'm glad that Ben is starting to show some initiative and some self assertion,
some
but
spine.
Like,
yes, he's starting to show a backbone on the wrong things. And
He's-
you can see Kate's just like, okay, honey, I know I told you that you should stick to your guns, but now I disagree with you, so you can't stick to your guns anymore.
oh no, I've created a monster.
God, what have I done?
And she's just like, but now he's not obeying me. What is going on? I told him to be more assertive to other people, not to me. Well, no, she told him to be more assertive to her. And now she's reaping what she's sown. And she's like, these are $8 a cup. He's like, oh, I bet it's because they're so good because they won out against all the other competition.
No, because sorry, because they bought out all the competition.
Yeah. And poor Joe's Diner gonna be thrown to the wayside.
Well, okay. So I don't know. I can see like guests like from out of town like coming to the resort, but probably not gonna be a lot of people that live in town are gonna go to it. Maybe.
Yeah, but with the resort comes more visitors, and more visitors means there's going to be more Starbucks and Walmarts and shit like that.
True.
And with all those fast food chains and like chain stores, the mom and pop stores are going to be run out of town because they can't compete.
Yeah, you have to specifically choose to patronage the smaller independent stuff, because if you're just
You,
going off of buying power, like Walmart can buy in such tremendous
oh,
wholesale prices that they can offer something for, $5 that would cost somebody else 10.
exactly.
Just economies of scale.
That's true.
Just like you go to places like Sam's Club and you can get it like super cheap because you're buying in bulk.
Yeah, because
The
they can
big
still,
name corporations buy in bulk and they sell to a bigger audience.
yeah,
So
and the
they can
big, yeah. So Amazon and Walmart can both buy huge amounts of stuff if they want to sell off, to sell
because they know
forward. Yeah, because they've got enormous audiences. They can afford to buy in huge bulk and then sell at that. And the people who are willing to sell it, because hey, I can have, if I get this Walmart contract, I may only be making $1 on this compared to when I'm making $2 on it with somebody else, but I'm selling
True.
10 times as many, so I'm still making a lot more,
exactly,
Yeah.
and I can
which
create
is
more
why
production too, so I can
which,
have extra production facilities that I can always scale back if I need to, but I don't have to. But I can, It's easier to scale back production than it is to try and add more. So
yeah,
having the supply from all that money from Walmart to expand production means, oh, I've got 10 assembly lines doing this. Oh, if I don't if things, aren't selling quite as well right now, well, I can drop that back to 9. Whereas if you get slammed, it's a lot harder to add more.
yeah,
Yeah, true.
which is why My sister used to live in a really small town in like Kansas, I think it was, that was so small. It was only like a few miles across. You
Yeah.
can literally walk from end to end. All they had in that town was a school, a hospital, a Walmart, and a Kmart, and a McDonald's, and for some reason a Greyhound bus stop.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised that they had a Walmart and McDonald's. Small towns usually don't.
But I'm just saying that's all they had, and like one hotel.
Damn. Oh, and
And I
deputy.
guaranteed that hotel had one haunted room, because it's always the small town hotel out in the middle of nowhere. You don't want to go, and we're all fucked up. I'm sorry. You sure don't have any room? Well, I have one room, but it's
No,
haunted.
yeah, that no.
And
Room 39, the old McCluskey murders.
Ooh, murder.
Blood
deputy
most
I am
finally
not
showed where
like
she
okay, I might be a psychopath. I'm not a serial killer.
deputy
I
finally
just live
showed where
vicariously through people.
she saw her alien encounter.
Who?
Deputy.
Oh yeah, she replayed it to that was such an awe moment where it's like, so I go up here all alone and I know it's weird and but I think maybe someday they'll come back. Well, you're wrong there. It's like, what, you don't think they'll come back? No, I don't know about that shit, but you're not alone.
It's like,
And
aw.
that's what I love about this series. It's not all romantic love. It shows the love of friendship and the camaraderie and how, I mean, look at Darcy and Asta. They truly love each other as sisters. You know, it is that familial friend, best friend love. And we don't see that enough in television because it's all like, oh my God, so and so loves so and so, and it's always romantic.
Yeah, I gotta agree there.
And I mean, even Harry and Asta and, the sheriff and the deputy, also proof that there are other deputies
Oh
because she
yeah.
mentioned another deputy.
I knew I've seen like other cops like walking around and stuff.
Exactly.
They're just not important.
Yeah, they're just background characters.
Oh my god. They're NPCs.
Yeah, they're NPCs. Uh, but yeah, so I love the fact that this show revolves not so much on the romantic relationships, and while they do have a few that they focus on, most of the love they show is through friendships and that closeness that you don't have to be in love to love someone. And I
As
appreciate that
like
being an
we're
asexual.
we're in love, but we're not in love.
And there's aliens.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah. And I mean, look at Harry. He's starting to love all of them and starting to accept his emotions more.
Oh god, I'm becoming more human.
He is.
The corruption is spreading.
It does. It really does. Human is a corruptive force. Like, really corruptive.
Anyway.
Totally fine being an isolated, antisocial loner as a kid. And then I made a friend, and that isolationist characteristic went completely out the window. Not completely out the window because I'm still an introvert, but you know.
But
Let's see. That. That one lady really needs to take a hint.
Which one?
I forget her name. The one that got scratched by a cat.
Oh yeah, Skanky Jody, Judy.
She has a thing for Harry though.
She has a thing for everybody.
I
She
know.
she, she latched on to Mike because she danced on him. He was telling her to back off, and she wasn't hearing it. So now she thought they were together for a while, and now it's like I love how Harry's just like, I'm gonna stare at this fire until my eyeballs melt.
And it's only really we only really brought it up in passing, but God damn, is Asta's mother a bitch?
She is.
Like no wonder her father was trying to like keep it a secret from her. I would
Yeah,
have
he's
done the same
trying to
thing.
her. And
So you gave her up then? So she's no longer your daughter then? Right?
oh, oof. And like poor Asta, she was like, "Oh, I bet she's just like me, and I bet she had to give me up because she had a rough family, or she was too young, or this and that." And I understand why Dan did what he did, and he didn't want to tell her that, yeah, your mom just didn't want you, because that's just painful to hear. But at the same time, like, you yeah, your mom didn't want you, but I did. You were
Yeah.
chosen. I took you because I wanted you. Like, that is a kind of love there that's just like, in their case, he is her dad. Like,
Yeah.
he may not have sired her, but he is her family more than that bitch who with emphysema.
Yeah. Like Harry said, smoke more.
Yeah, as a doctor, smoke
God, I wish I was a doctor just so I could say that line to people that annoy me.
more. Yeah, but I can't because my poor lungs don't handle cigarette smoke.
oh, just tell them to eat. You should eat fatty foods, like really, really high cholesterol foods. You should eat as many of that as possible. Hmm.
Let's see, so there's that. Try to go over all that happened.
I mean,
Deputy gave Sheriff the snow globe so he would stay.
yeah, who doesn't love snow globes? They're very useful for bashing people over the head.
Once,
Once.
generally.
Depends on
Yeah,
where you hit them.
I guess I like snow globes. I like the ones that like come with a music box built into them.
Oh, yeah.
Those ones are nice.
What is
You know,
this word you use? Snow.
Oh no,
it's that imaginary white stuff that you guys get stuck in once every few years, and then people think it's fake.
although it'd be nice if like they made like a snow globe that had like a little propeller on the bottom of it. So, you put a little battery in so like the snow can be like constant.
Or wind it up like
Yeah,
like when you wind up the music box, and
yeah, that'd be
how you
nice.
have the
Like a little blizzard.
ballerina music boxes and stuff where they're dancing at the top.
Yeah.
Have something like that. You gotta worry about figuring out how to make that waterproof, which isn't that difficult using just magnetism.
Well, yeah, about that. As a little kid, and this may not be true for all of them, but as a little kid, I found out stupidly that that stuff in snow globes is not water. I don't know what it is, but it does not taste like water.
Ew. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Apparently, sometimes it's kerosene, according to the airlines. Because when I went to Puerto Rico, we had a layover in New York, and we had gotten a snow globe from New York,
Cool.
and we tried to take the snow globe on the we me and my cousin and a friend of ours. We tried to take the snow globe on our carry-on because we bought it at the thing. They wouldn't let us take it into our carry-on, so we had to put it in the checked luggage. But the only checked luggage that was near enough at hand that we, the first one we saw, whatever, was mine. So I'm like, okay, mine was the only one that had room. So it's like, okay, go ahead and throw it in mine. And I got like 4 books ruined from that. My burn notice books because it shattered twice, and they didn't do anything except repay the amount of the snow globe.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been on a plane since, not for that reason, just because it's too much hassle. But still, that's a good reason.
I don't think I got anything more.
Okie doke.
Oh, don't.
Yeah.
So if you catch somebody picking their nose, they might just be masturbating in
Oh,
public.
yeah, I totally forgot about that. Like, oh, yes. Oh, I feel so good. Oh, yes. Why are you picking my nose? Well, you see. Let me do it again.
I was just checking to make sure you're not an Alpha Centurion.
1 second before we,
Not go. Yeah, but that's an erogenous zone for them. Ew. Don't do that.
Yeah, 1 second before I move
Don't
to
ever
the
do
next thing, I gotta put clothes in dryer.
Okay.
Okay. And poor Darcy's just so confused when he does that to her. Like, no, no, we're not doing that. No.
It's only a matter of time until Darcy figures it out, I think.
I mean, it makes you wonder what people think about him because he speaks with a weird, odd accentuation. He talks like a wannabe Shatner almost sometimes. Like with those pauses and that inflection in a weird way.
Well,
And
they
his
probably
very
just think he's an odd
neuro,
duck. Like, it's not like they haven't seen weirder. Like,
like do they just, and they're so accepting of it. Do they just think he's neurodivergent?
well,
It's
they
like,
probably think he's just a little odd. It's like, okay, well,
oh, don't mind Harry, he's just autistic.
yeah, they probably just think he's, like, they've seen weirder, and like he he doesn't, like, he will break social norms sometimes, but not enough to be a problem for anybody. He doesn't really make a lot of problems for other people generally.
Mm-hmm.
For most times, I mean, his awkwardness will create problems occasionally, and he will say and do things that do kind of violate sort of the expected social norms. But
It
like, he's not going out and punching people in the face just out of nowhere. He's just a little weird, and so people are like, okay,
it
well, he's not hurting anybody. He's just a little weird.
Wait, who's not hurting who?
Oh, we're talking about how their town reacts to how kind of odd Harry is, and like,
there was another series, The Man Who Fell to Earth, which I started watching because it has Kate Mulgrew in it.
Mhm.
They he meets up with this woman who's trying to help him contact his people or whatever. And so, being an alien, he is very strange and stuff. And so she's basically Asta type babysitting him And so they're at a bar and she just tells everybody that he's autistic. And it's just like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and once
Gotcha.
people also, not everybody knows what to look for with autism. So, like, if you just say autistic, well, then, like,
And it is such a vast,
yeah,
you know,
it's a spectrum. Like,
extensive
it goes all the
spectrum.
way from that guy's almost sort of, you know, like, I don't want to say normal, but he's you know, he's not autistic at all, to, you know, something on the
Severe.
more extreme end. Like, I don't want to say normal because that's, you know, that's not right, because, you know, that saying autistic people aren't
Neurotypical.
normal. Yeah, typical is, yeah, typical is a better word. Yeah, like, yeah, it's like that guy's almost typical. You almost don't notice it. Like, you might
Yeah.
notice him do something a little differently than most people do, or have a weird, not weird,
Work.
a different way of looking at things, and a different way of thinking, and but nothing too out of the ordinary. And then you have
And then
people
you
that are
have people
further
like
down the
him.
spectrum, and then they have a lot more interesting ways of dealing with the world.
And I mean, they do say that madness and brilliance do go hand in hand, and Harry is supposed to be some super genius physician. So maybe
Yeah.
they just think that he's autistic or something.
No.
He's just,
He's just really, really good at using Google.
he is. Like in the first season when he went to check her, check her out, and he accidentally screenshotted her, took a picture of her. It's like, oh no, I wasn't taking a picture of that. I was taking a picture of me. It's my first day. Selfie.
Mm. Yeah, he's just a bit of an odd duck. Nothing usually illegal, just a bit odd.
Yeah.
Usually
Just
illegal,
slightly off.
occasionally displacing a body. Wasn't, you know,
And murdering people.
That too.
well, they were all in self-defense. So,
Yeah.
except Harry. Like, Harry was the only one. The original
No,
Magic Spiegel was the only
self
one not in self-defense.
Harry was originally in self-defense because he just went into the building and and Harry attacked him with a with a like fireplace poker or something.
But at least, at the very least, you know, the rest of them were, yeah, this is.
You know, it is gonna come around, like their investigation stuff. It's gonna come around where it's like, oh, Harry's the one that killed the doctor. It's like, yeah, it was Harry, but it wasn't this Harry. 'Cause
Well,
that's
no,
gonna
I
be
think
coming.
they closed that up for the most part because they pinned it on the Galvin Powell group and the dude who's already dead.
True, but I could still see it coming around, though. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. If
I
this.
mean, it could be, it could come around to, and I thought it might even start to come around because I was afraid Darcy heard when she was there when Asta shot the guy, because he's like, I should have just killed him myself. I shouldn't have sent you to kill Sam.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but I think they tied that not completely up, but they tied those together, you know? Because I
Nah.
think the Galvin Powell group probably will be back, considering they are, you know, to still out for Harry's blood, especially now that 3 of their people have gone missing and dead. But at least 2 of them weren't Harry's fault at all. It was the baby. It was Harry's baby.
Baby, baby, baby.
Alright. Okay.